Hello, welcome back. The highest in me recognizes the highest in you. If you're an entrepreneur, you know that a book can be your best friend, guide, mentor, inspiration, and just so much more. I am Disha Shah and here to give you my top 10 books on entrepreneurship. Now, to give you a little background, I've been dabbling with my entrepreneurial skills from the age of 9 up till 20. I've also made a whole detailed video and I will leave the link in the description box or on the floating eye on the screen. So if you're interested, please check it out. But at the age of 17, I co-founded an organization that worked towards increasing women's financial literacy in the investing space. I worked with a team of 50 other students and led more than 350 volunteers over the course of 3 to 4 years. And I've always been a science student. I'm currently a 4th year computer science engineering student, so I've never had formal business training. When I started picking up more entrepreneurial books, self-help books, business books, I realized that there are experts out there who have been through this whole journey and write these books summarizing their learnings. And these learnings can really accelerate your growth and shorten the time period in your learning. I think these books made a massive difference and were game-changing for me. I've created a list of 8 books, and I've created this list keeping in mind the entrepreneur, not just the business. And I really hope you enjoy this because I'm excited to dive in. Before we get into this video, I just wanted to say I am so sorry, but I don't have the physical copies of any book because I only read on my Kindle. I have really sweaty palms. I don't know if you can see it. I have really sweaty palms, so when I kind of turn the pages, they get wet. When I hold the book, it gets wet. So I only read on my Kindle and I absolutely enjoy it. So I will just be linking pictures of the books. Are you a Kindle reader or are you a physical book reader? Let me know in the comments down below. My first book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Now, my first book had to be a personal finance book. I think every entrepreneur must have personal finance management skills for 3 main reasons. First, when you know where your food is coming on the plate and the roof is over your head, it gives you financial security. This allows you to have more headspace while making business decisions. Second, every business needs capital. This means money. Because of my understanding of importance of money, I saved a lot of money from a very young age. Now, every time I've had a business idea or an opportunity, I know that I have the capital to start off. So money becomes a tool to maximize your potential rather than being a barrier in your life. Third one, if you get good at managing your personal finance, you are definitely good at decision making. Because when you have to learn personal finance skills, you learn how to plan, you learn how to prioritize, and you learn how to adapt. All skills that an entrepreneur must have. Now, this book beautifully explains the basics of personal finance without any jargon terms and clearly explains the difference between a liability and an asset. And as an entrepreneur, this learning can take you really far in your business too. My second book is Atomic Habits by James Clear. Now, as an entrepreneur, you will always need more than 24 hours a day, and you don't have more than 24 hours a day, which is why all the successful people in the world are constantly asked what their morning routine is, what they do in a day, and their lifestyle choices. It all boils down to your habits. This book beautifully explains and breaks down how habits are formed, how you can break out of old bad habits and form new ones by making really small changes in your life. A learning for me was the importance and impact of surroundings while forming a habit. Now, I've always struggled with laziness in the mornings especially, but if I get through those initial 2 hours maybe, then the rest of my day is super productive. So small habit that I've incorporated that makes this habit of waking up early easier is as soon as I wake up, I put away my blanket and my pillow. So when I look at the bed, they're not inviting me in, and it honestly has made a difference. So definitely read the book and see how it can help you and the different changes you can make in your life. Because as an entrepreneur, I think constantly evaluating your lifestyle and your habits can take you a long, long way. The next book is Talking to Humans. Now, as an entrepreneur, the biggest mistake you can make is to build a product or service that no one really wants. This book is a practical guide to help you understand who your customers are and what exactly do they want. A quote from the book that I really enjoy is, "The art of being an entrepreneur is finding the right balance between vision and reality." The book is a practical guide that helps you understand your customer's reality. Now it is a very short read and light because they use stories and illustrations. So if you're a startup founder or an innovator, I would highly recommend it. The next book is Radical Candor: How to Get What You Want by Saying What You Mean by Kim Scott. As an entrepreneur, you're automatically a manager. This book is a brilliant guide on understanding how to find that sweet spot between praising and criticism, which can be super vital in maintaining a healthy relationship with the people you lead. And in turn, it gives them a steeper learning curve and they achieve better results. Leadership and people management are at the core of being an entrepreneur. You are constantly working with people, and as an entrepreneur, you have to learn to delegate work. If you don't learn the art of delegation, you will just surround yourself and drown yourself with work. So if you have to get work done with other people, you have to find that right balance. And Radical Candor talks about how you can be a kick-ass boss without losing your humanity. So it's a must read. This next book is called The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team by Patrick Lencioni. In Radical Candor, we saw more about management on a one-to-one basis. In this book, we understand how teams in general function and how you can create a more team spirit instead of an individual working environment. Patrick Lencioni has coached and observed thousands of CEOs and Fortune 500 company management teams. In his tenure as a president for management consulting firm, the Table Group, he said that he observed very clear behavioral patterns that constituted to many team breakdowns. And the best part for me about this book is that you get to see all the possible mishaps that a team can have, and the book tells you clear ways on how you can build a strong foundation to avoid all of that. You know, if you're a startup founder or an entrepreneur, your team is your biggest strength, and I think it is worth investing your time in reading these 2 books to better learn how to improve your management style and leadership skills. Both of these books have definitely been a game changer, and I would highly recommend it. My next book is Lean Startup by Eric Rice. Every great entrepreneur knows that execution is key. It doesn't matter how fabulous your idea is, unless you know how to execute it, it's not gonna work. And when you're starting out, it can be really overwhelming and confusing on where to start, which is why this book, I think, is a very simple, practical guide for everyone who's just starting out. The Lean module and the formula that they use, the stories and examples that they give, it also talks about many different kinds of businesses. So I think it's a great, easy read, not that theoretical, but quite practical. So definitely pick it up. My next book is Hoot by Nir Eyal. I absolutely love this book because it holds true to its name. It's a book about habit-forming products and how you can create them, what makes a product more engaging than other products. So if you're looking to build a product that requires frequent people engagement, this is a very, very good read. It is well researched, thought-provoking, and has activities inside that can help you kind of test out your theories. A fair warning, I do believe that all marketing books have quite a bit of speculation, but I really like the kind of experiments it suggests that you do. It's an easy way to kind of test out some theories and get valuable feedback for your product. This is one of my greatest learnings. It breaks down how to kind of slowly get your customer hooked onto your product in a very systematic, seamless way. So you're not very out there screaming in your customers' ears, but you kind of create and leave breadcrumbs along your whole product so that they kind of stick to it. They literally get hooked on. So I would definitely recommend that you read this book. The last book I picked for this video is Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson. Now the reason I picked this book is because as an entrepreneur, I think one of the biggest learnings I've had is that any product you build, any idea that you have will continuously evolve, and you have to build your own headspace and mind and your team in a way that they can adapt to all the changes that are constantly happening. And this book is an extremely short read. I think you can finish it in an hour or less, but it really explains that story in such an easy manner. And I think once I read this book, like every time I've had to deal with a very big change or a big pivot in the company, I'm a lot more relaxed and I understand the importance of it. I just think every entrepreneur should read this book, because adapting is such an important skill. Being open-minded to changes, being open-minded to learning and feedback, and Who Moved My Cheese beautifully explains that. So check it out. Okay, so that was my top 8 books that all entrepreneurs must read. I try to keep it very wholesome, from personal finance to your lifestyle and behavior to business books, and I ended it with Who Moved My Cheese, which is basically, if nothing works out, it's okay. That's the whole journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Please let me know in the comments down below which book you have read and which book you'd recommend that I read.